Hey, hope you're doing well. Okay, so I was thinking like in the whole Bible, it's just a matter of surrender. Like when the Word of God talks about that this life that we have is not of our own, it is for something much more bigger than us. And it got me thinking, like when I look at the stories in the Bible, like none of them chose the life that God had for them. Like we say that God is the potter and we are the clay. So when we look at soil, when the potter is making something, when the potter is making the pot doesn't really know what's the intent the potter has for it. It is just surrendering itself and allowing the master to shape it, or even if it's somebody who's weaving, to weave it into something that the master planner has in mind. And that is literally what our life is all about. Like when God made us, He created us, there's a reason why He created us. And falling into alignment to that literally need total surrender. I'm one of those people fall in the category of I never knew what I wanted to be when I grow up. I still don't know. I've not figured that out. When people talk about being a doctor, being a lawyer, and was like, oof, like nothing is making me click. Like I really want to be that, didn't be that, and I felt like I was so weird. Like when now a teacher asked, I would say a lawyer because one of my friends was saying she wanted to be a lawyer, and literally that wasn't what was in my heart. And still growing up, I've not yet figured out truly what do I really want to do. Went to school, did some a little accounting, did a little practice with it, and I didn't really enjoy it then. Found myself in sales, and sometimes I like, is really this the right path for me? And coming to realize that when I look at even Abraham, I didn't see where Abraham wanted to be the father of nations. Like he never asked God for that. But God knew that it was within his capacity to be that. When you look at Joseph being given those bigger dreams and stuff, he didn't ask for all of that. Excuse me. But God saw the capacity in him to have that. And just to remind you, you as a person, that there's a capacity God has in store for you. Like when He created you, there was something intended for you to give to this world that it can only be found in Him. You can't find it out of Him. So when you're going through life trying to figure this life thing out, you can't figure it without God. And for whatever, we find ourselves chasing things that literally we are not supposed to be chasing. And I think one of the tragedies in life is to leave this world not doing what God intended for you to do. And it has been my prayer literally not to miss what God intended for me to do in this world. Instead of chasing things that will only flit away by time, like the potter didn't purpose for me to do that. If I was made to be a pot to carry water, and I'm doing, instead of carrying water, I'm carrying what? I'm carrying soil inside. I don't want to find myself in such a position. And realizing that it is also a journey. And sometimes as humans, when you get into points of comparison and feeling like I'm really being left behind, and also getting to a point where you are at peace with yourself, knowing that whatever plan God has for me, as much as I've surrendered to Him and allow myself to align myself to His will, I don't know how that will look like, but I'm just praying that He's guiding and ordering my steps. Like when you look at David never has to be the king of Israel and stuff. Paul, like these servants, like none of them chose what God had for them. And coming to get to that point where this life really, it's not mine. It is a gift for me to be a gift to the world, to the people of God. And making peace with that, and now allowing God to use me in ways that only He can do. Because I realize where doubt creeps in, where you become, we do things without courage, or we start that saying that I can't do this, I can't do that, is because we think that it is us who are supposed to be doing it. But literally, it is the potter who made us for such situations, has the capacity, has given us the capacity to do that. So stepping into spaces, knowing that if God called you to them, He gave you the capacity for it. Because sometimes you find yourself in rooms or in situations that you really know well that you are not qualified for. And when you look back, you see that this is just the handprints of God, your potter, that He knew that He had, literally from the beginning, He had that inside of you. When you get to places that these things are being tapped and you're seeing yourself, some characters that you never knew that you had are coming out. You think they are new, but literally they have been just inside of you, waiting for the right time to come out. So if you're in a phase or season of asking, what really is my life all about? And also, like, is it just about chasing titles? Is that where I really do find my identity? Like, these are deep questions you have to ask yourself. Like, do you really find meaning in what people see you doing? Or how do you find meaning? How do you find your purpose? How does your identity come out? We always say our identity comes from God, like, but do you really understand what your identity from God means? Because when a potter is the only person who can describe well what he has made. So it's only God who can reveal to you who you really are and what you are meant to be. And you see that its word is truth. And when you get closer and nearer to God, it will reveal to you these mysteries. Because it also says that it delights in hiding mysteries from people. So it's only also in Him that He can reveal to you these mysteries. And this means that you have to get closer to know your potter also. Yeah. So that's a thought for the week, for today. You can have that in mind. Think about your life. Like, is really what you are doing what God meant for you to be doing? And how can you really know? How can you really know that what you're doing is what God intended for you to do? And for me, I've come to realize, I don't know how we describe peace, but also the world gives you peace. But Jesus said that the peace He gives is not like the world gives. So there are two peace. So you have to know the difference, the peace that the world gives and the peace that Jesus gives. We always talk about, like, when you know that you're doing what is right with Christ, you always have that peace. But do you even understand what that peace is like? Take some deep thoughts. Think about this. Ask your potter to reveal things to you, to show you things. Being confused is part of the journey, because like, you don't understand it. Like, things are not clear at some point, and you're like, am I really in the right path? But being late also doesn't mean that God has delayed you or that it won't happen. And also coming into terms with, like, I won't always have things figured out. I'll always have seasons of doubt, seasons of I need clarity, God in this and that. But at that season, I feel like God is so very silent and I don't know what's really happening. And that gets me deeper into surrendering and allowing Him that if it is your will for me to go through this, let me trust you that you will always have my back, that you'll always hold me. And that's the only thing I've come to learn of God. Like, I don't have to have everything figured out. Just to have that confidence that He is my potter and He is my Father, that He's got my back, that even if I fall, it still gives me the strength. As long as I'm willing to stand back up, it still gets me back on the right track. And that's just it. Let me stop stressing myself so much with things I have no control over. And my potter has all that. Why am I so much worried? Leave it all to Him. Cheers.